With the presence of God, today we are starting the accounts subject. The first chapter is about accounts from incomplete records. Let us understand the meaning of incomplete records. When accounting records are not strictly maintained according to double entry system records, they are known as incomplete accounting records. Let us see some examples. Some transactions are recorded fully, that is, both credit and debit aspects are entered. For example, we can say both the aspects are entered for cash received from the customers or cash paid to the suppliers. Either some transactions are partially recorded, that is, one aspect is entered. For example, we can say either debit is recorded or credit is recorded. Example, expenses paid may be entered only in cash accounts, whereas some transactions are not recorded at all. That is, both the aspects are not at all entered. For example, we can say depreciation in fixed assets. Now, let us see the features of this incomplete records. First topic is nature. Actually, we can say it is an unscientific and unsystematic way of recording transactions. Second topic is types of accounts maintained. Here, only cash and personal accounts are maintained. Real accounts and nominal accounts are not at all maintained in single entry system. Third one is lack of uniformity. There is no uniformity in recording the transactions because different organizations record these transactions in their own way. Suitability. Only the business concerns which have no legal obligations to maintain books of accounts under double entry system may maintain this type of accounts, that is incomplete records. Now let us see the limitations. First one is lack of proper maintenance of books. Actually, it is an unscientific and unsystematic way of maintaining records, we can say, because here real and nominal accounts are not at all maintained properly. Next one is difficulty in preparing trial balance. As the accounts are not all maintained for all items, the accounting records are incomplete. So, it is very difficult to ascertain the true profit as the trading and profit and loss account cannot be prepared accuracy. Errors and frauds cannot be detected easily because as only partial records are available, we may not be possible to have internal check in maintaining accounts to detect the errors and the frauds, that is any mistakes committed by those who are working in an organization. Either it can be a sole trading or partnership. Now let us see the differences between double entry system and incomplete records. Double entry and single entry. First topic is recording of transactions. In double entry, both debit and credit aspects are recorded. But in single entry, that is incomplete records, debit and credit aspects are not at all recorded completely. Types of accounts maintained. In case of double entry, personal, real and nominal accounts are maintained. But in case of single entry, only personal and cash accounts are maintained. Next one is suitability. This type of accounting system is suitable for all types of organizations, but the single entry is suitable only for small trading concern. Next, preparation of trial balance. Here, the trial balance can be prepared to check the arithmetic accounts, but in case of single entry, it is very difficult to prepare the trial balance. That's all the theory in incomplete records. Now, we can start the sums. This is very simple sum. The format is, first one is, we have to find out the statement of profit or loss. Whether you are getting profit or loss only, you are going to find. Now, what is the format means? First, capital at the end, or either it can be called as closing capital. First, it should be written. Then, we have to add the drawings. Drawings we have to add with the closing capital. So you will get one answer. From the answer, we have to deduct the additional capital. So after deducting the additional capital, we are getting adjusted closing capital. After that only, we have to deduct the opening capital. So you will get the profit or loss. Suppose if the opening capital is greater than the adjusted closing capital means you will get loss, or either closing capital is greater than the opening capital means you will get profit. Now let us say the format again. Capital at the end plus drawings minus additional capital gives adjusted closing capital. Then minus opening capital will give profit or loss. So next we can start the exercise sum. Ascertain the profit or loss. Now listen to the question. Here capital in the beginning, that is 1st April 2018, it is given as 5 lakhs, and capital at the end, that is closing capital, 31st March 2019, it is given as 8,50,000, and then additional capital introduced is given as 1,20,000. Drawings during the year is 70,000. Now we have to find out the profit or loss. Statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31st March 2019. Now say the format. Now let us recall the format. Closing capital. So 8,50,000 you write. Then next step is add drawings. So drawings is 70,000. 8,50,000 plus 70,000 is equal to 9,20,000. Now reduce additional capital. So additional capital is given as 1,20,000. So 9,20,000 minus 1,20,000, you will get 8 lakhs. That is adjusted closing capital. Now last step is less opening capital, 5 lakhs. So 8 lakhs minus 5 lakhs is equal to 3 lakhs. How do you know this is profit? Because opening capital is less than the adjusted closing capital. So you are getting the profit as 3 lakhs. That's all over this sum. Now let us see the second sum. Here, now see the second sum. From the following particulars, ascertain the profit or loss. Here, capital as on 1st January 2018 is given as 2,20,000. And then capital is 31st December 2018 is given as 1,80,000. Additional capital is given as 40,000. And drawings made during the year is 50,000. Now again write the heading as statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31st 12/2018. Now closing capital is 1,80,000. Now what is the next step? We have to add drawings. So drawings, if you add 50,000 means it will give 2,30,000, and then reduce additional capital. Additional capital is given as 40,000, you know. So 2,30,000 minus 40,000, it gives 1,90,000. That is adjusted closing capital, and reduce opening capital finally. So opening capital is given as 2,20,000. So here opening capital is greater than adjusted closing capital. Suppose opening capital is greater means what will you get? Only loss. So the loss of this sum is 30,000. Listen students, the first and second question is ordinarily given. That is, there is no missing figure, because as usual format we have to find out and you will get profit or loss. But listen here, in the third question we have to find out the missing figure. Here closing capital is given as 80,000 and additional capital is given as 30,000. Drawings is given as 15,000, but opening capital is not given. Instead of that, Loss for the year ending is given as 25,000. So how will you calculate? Let us find the answer in a shortcut way. We can find the answer by using the shortcut method. First you write closing capital, drawing, loss on one side, and then additional capital, opening capital and profit on one side. In short, I can say you write it as CDL, that is closing, drawings, loss, and then additional, opening, profit. Now see, 80,000 plus 15,000 plus 25,000, you are getting the answer as 1,20,000, and here 30,000. So 1,20,000 minus 30,000 is equal to 90,000. So as usual you write statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31/3/2018. Now closing capital is 80,000, okay, plus drawings 15,000. So you are getting the answer as 95,000. Then reduce additional capital. Less additional capital is 30,000. So 95,000 minus 30,000, you are getting the answer is as 65,000. Then already we have found out the answer as 90,000. So you write this 90,000 as balancing figure. That is opening capital 90,000 you write, and in the bracket you write it as balancing figure. So you are getting the loss as 25,000. Already it is given in the question as loss 25,000. Now let us see the same sum. Let us see the fourth. Now again here closing capital is not given, but drawings and then additional capital and opening capital is given. Now again apply this method CDL. Here drawings only given 30,000 and additional as 15,000, opening as 1 lakh, and then profit as 60,000. If you add all together, you are getting the answer as 1,75,000. Now 1,75,000 minus 30,000 is equal to 1,45,000. Again you write the heading. Now first write closing capital. So 1,45,000, which we have found out previously. So in the bracket you write it as balancing figure. Add drawings. So 30,000. As usual method you can apply. So 1,45,000 plus 30, you are getting the answer as 1,75,000. Less additional capital. So 15,000. Now 175 minus 15, you are getting the answer as 1,60,000. That is adjusted closing capital, and then less opening capital 1 lakh. So you are getting the profit as 1,60,000 minus 1 lakh is equal to 60,000 as profit. This profit is already given in the book. So that's all.